Peace, Universal Family. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Clocks In. We are here once again for another beautiful video. So, today's video is about major change. Major change. A shift in frequencies and everything around you and the world itself. Like, I've been pondering a lot of thoughts lately. I'm like, whenever it gets this deep, it's time to make a video. You know, I just do a lot of introspection, and I know spiritually it's time for me to take that next leap within myself. And so I want to document it for myself and for y'all to see the evolution step by step, you know. Because to most people, when you see them, their journey, you'll see them like at one state, and the next time you see them, they're like way up here. And that's cool, but I want to show y'all like the more real progression of how it actually looks. It's really a step-by-step, day-by-day process. You know, that's how I respect the artist LaRussell so much, because if you scroll back on his timeline, you can see day in, day out, the slow progression, the slow level of wisdom he accumulated to get to the point where he is at now, where he got that whole team behind him of solid individuals, you know. And his whole career is like, you know what I'm saying? Amazing. But you saw him build it, so it doesn't seem like it's fake and like it's out of reach. So I want to do that same thing for y'all. Like, I want to show y'all and show myself like the dream and the vision I have for myself. It's not out of reach. It just takes one step at a time, day by day, with proper patience and decision making. You get there, you know? So after introspection today, I'm like, all right, I see the next huge wave for me. Like, you know, before I became Clocks In, I had to ponder and write down and conceptualize how this new phase of my life will be, you know? What is Clocks In? How am I going to embody that, you know? The logo, the word, everything, the meaning of it, how I'm going to carry myself in the future, how I'm going to better myself, how I'm even going to dress, like down to the T. I had to visualize all that stuff before it was even in the physical universe first, you know? And to do that, you gotta get to a certain point in your mind. You gotta get rid of like the ego and certain parts of yourself that you like never want to let go of. You know, it's hard to become a new person when you stuck on being the old person. You know, when you want to stay this certain self, and you don't see any new identity outside of that, and you become stagnant. It's hard for you to grow. So, with this new journey, I'm realizing I have to shed a lot now, and I have to become an even newer version of Clocks In, you know? As we grow, it was this beautiful quote I saw from one of my friends on Instagram, and it was like the perfect balance of polarity. Like, I forgot how it goes exactly, but I'm gonna paraphrase it. Basically, it was like, don't stay, I'm now butchering it. But if I can think of what it was like, don't stay stagnant, but at the same time have like that foundation, you know? Like, stay core to who you are, but evolve at the same time, you know? So it was like that perfect duality of, okay, keep your integrity, keep who you are inside stable. Like, don't just switch up, don't be a flaky person, but at the same time evolve and grow. You can still grow and still be the same positive, same righteous person, you know? And so when we say the word change, it has a lot of misconceptions and negative conceptions about it. Because like, change, I'm already a great person, why do I need to change, you know? But change is so, sometimes it can be vague because we all want to change, and change is inevitable, you know? So I think the better word will be growth. Sometimes when we're explaining things, especially on the personal development thing, we all want to grow. And we can all grow in all areas. No matter where you're at in your life, you can be way up here, you can still have room to grow. And so, for me personally, I know there's a huge gap in room for growth. And so, based on what I just said earlier, now I have to visualize, conceptualize, and write down how I want this new stage of my life is going to be, you know? I've been putting a lot of time into the music and, you know, just my spiritual development. Like, I've done more spiritual development this year than I've ever done in my whole life. as far as studying, actualizing, meeting people in the physical to represent that. I've done so much work. So it's like, all right, I'm seeing that next stage in my life now. I'm seeing it now. It's starting to become clearer to me. It's not just in the mind anymore. It's not just in the mind anymore. You know, it's not just in the things that I watch anymore. It's not just in the music anymore. Now it's everywhere. And in order for me to truly accept that new version of myself, I have to embrace it. And in order to embrace it, my mind and my body and my soul has to know how that looks. You know, it has to be able to accept it. You know, because an issue I've been having as of recent is to properly receive things. You know, it's hard for me to receive things if I don't see it in my life. Like if somebody offers me, just as a vague example, like a pencil, but I don't see myself drawing, it's more likely not going to accept the pencil, you know? But if I conceptualize myself as drawing, like, yeah, I want to draw, and if somebody offers me, I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, I'll take it, you know? So you got to be able to see it in your mind's eye. Like, okay, this is a possibility for me. That way, when the choice presents itself, you can properly accept it and not block your blessings. And I've been blocking my blessings for a while now, y'all. And now, moving into this next phase, I'm seeing a lot of opportunities in front of me. And now I know that I can't do the same things I was doing before. I can't keep blocking them. I can't keep ignoring opportunities that I've worked so hard for, you know? And I just walk right past them. It's like, what? I'm blocking myself. A lot of the enemies that I have in my life are my own. A lot of the walls that I've been breaking down were walls that I put up myself. So I'm like, that's an issue. So moving forward, I can't do any of that, y'all. I can't get in front of myself. I can't block my blessings. I can't let my ego decide the best decisions for me, you know? So that's the major shift, y'all. That's the major shift. Like, you gotta visualize it and step into that new version of you, you know? And so for me, I keep telling y'all season 10, because season 10 is right around the corner for me. Every 3 to 4 months, a new season of my life happens, and it's like a drastic change. And so season 10 of my life is literally like a week away. And in order for it to really turn out the best for me, I have to step into it now. I have to step into that atmosphere now, so when it presents itself, I can properly accept it and it not be like, whoa, so foreign to me, you know? So otherwise I'll just repeat the same stuff. So personally, the things I've been trying to step into is a music thing, right? Like I wanted to give my all. I want to give my all, like complete all to this music stuff. I'm talking like every bit of me, like the recording process, the production. I haven't been giving my all, y'all. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I have not been giving my complete all. I've been giving a good chunk of it, but I know when you do so much work on yourself, y'all, you know how much you can do. You know your true potential more than anybody else can know. They might see you, say, oh, that's dope, but only you know what you're truly capable of, like deep down. And even that is like a duality, because sometimes you don't know. But when you do the work, you know at least like your level of output. And I know what I can do musically if I just sat down with it and really, like, you know what I'm saying, put the hours in. And so I've been cheating myself in that, like, damn, I could have had this mixtape out already. I could have really had a lot of opportunities been open for me if I just sat down and betted it on myself, you know? A lot of the reasons why I haven't been doing that is because of the doubt in myself. But now that doubt is gone, y'all, now I can finally say that. It feels so good to even say that alone. Now that the doubt is gone completely, like, it's time for me to 100% bet on myself, just like I've done before. When I went to Atlanta, and I betted on myself to figure it out. When I went to travel to all the other places and all the decisions I've made to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I betted on myself to figure it out. I betted on my intelligence. I betted on my spirit. I betted on my heart that it's gonna work itself out. I'm gonna make sure I do the best choices. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make the decisions that's gonna be best for me. I'm gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna follow, you know what I'm saying, my common sense, and I'm gonna be led to the right direction. Even when I first discovered Leimert Park and all those people there, like, everything was for that purpose, and I was just following my intuition, and it led me to all these great things. So I have to trust in that, you know? And so with this music thing, I keep thinking if I give it all my energy to it, it's gonna fail because I doubt it. But it's like, nah, look at the track record, Clarkson. Every time you decided to trust in yourself for a decision, it worked out for you better in the end. Every single time. Every single time. So I finally trusted myself enough to do it with this music stuff, y'all. I really do. And I'm so excited because I was like, that's like the pinnacle. Out of all the things I've done in my life, the podcast, the books, you know what I'm saying, all the web series, the animations, like out of all the things, the music part has been the most fulfilling for me, you know? Just because like at my core, I feel it so much. It's like my number one creative expression that just perfectly breaks down every aspect of me is the music, y'all. And music is something else, you know? And I've been like tailoring and like ducking on one side of the music, which is like, you know, the production side of it. But it's like my spirit is telling me it's time for me to use my voice, the vocals. I have a message to say. Just like I'm talking to y'all now and sharing the wisdom now, I had planned to do that through the music for a long time, but I've been ducking and diving, you know? So some of it was because of a level of perfectionism that I see from my peers that I wanted to emulate. But realistically, that doesn't make too much sense because they didn't even get there how I'm trying to get there. They got there by quote unquote failing and just putting the music out, even if it was the highest quality, over and over again, and learn from that. I'm trying to skip the line. I'm trying to go from zero, from no tracks to Kendrick Lamar. You know, that's not how that works. That's not how that works, you know? So, me realizing that and throwing the ego out the way, like I'm finally willing to just invest in my music career, invest my time, my energy, my love into that, and really like bet on myself, you know? Because I want to show y'all how you can bet on yourself. I want my main message to the world to be, especially through my music, is to not doubt yourself. Because I've done that my whole life, and I don't want y'all to go through that same thing, you know? I don't want you to grow old and be like, man, I wish I would have, and I wish I could have. No. Like I would always tell my homies, like, people who have skills and, you know what I'm saying, amazing skills, but never do anything with them, it irks me so bad. Like, I know so many people, even some people in my family who are like professional artists, like legendary professional artists, and they never do nothing with it. I'm like, what? Like, I'm talking Marvel, DC level artists, and they don't have like an art career, or they don't, you know what I'm saying, leverage this skill that they have, you know? It makes no sense to me. And so for me to have the skills that I have with the music and the way I talk, people say they love, you know what I'm saying, the wisdom that I share and my beats and all that, it's like, okay, then I gotta do something with it. I gotta invest in that more. I have to leverage my God-given talents, you know? So I'm not gonna be one of those people. I can't be the same things that I don't like. All right, so that's my message, y'all. Stop doubting yourself, pour into yourself, and get ready for the next wave. And y'all about to see a whole new side of your boy Clarkson. All right, I'm proud to jump into this new chapter with love and grace, and I'm excited to meet all the new friends that are going to be on this journey, because I'm sure I'm going to meet even more exciting people than I've already met, you know? And next we're going to build up Team Clarkson, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get the music popping. We're going to get the records out. We're going to, it's going to be fire, y'all. It's going to be fire. Now I'm seeing it. Now, okay, wait a minute. It's coming together. I don't want to spoil too much, but like, I'm seeing a record label. I'm seeing deals. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing my own corporate structure with this. I'm seeing business. I'm seeing money, finances, wealth. I'm seeing it all, y'all. I'm seeing it right in front of my face. I'm seeing millions all chanting positivity. I'm seeing it. And I'm seeing me being the one to conduct that message. Me and my friends. Because it's not just me on this journey. That's another thing that I realized. It's not just me. It's people behind me, people right with me as well on this journey. You know, so I don't plan on doing this stuff alone either. I don't plan on doing this Clarkson journey alone. I got cool friends with me, fam with me on this, you know? And that's the most exciting part, because I feel like that's my true source of strength and power. It's like, it's in my friends, y'all. They help me so much. So I just want to shout out all the homies and all the homegirls. Shout out all my friends. Shout out my family, you know? Shout out everybody who supported me. Shout out the ones that are just now seeing me like, you know what, I like this dude. You know what I'm saying? Rock with his message. Shout out to y'all. You know? And yeah. More to come. More to see. But that's it for today's video, y'all. Love y'all. Clocks and out.